Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you back aboard here in the studio. It's been a little while, as obviously, as promised, this summer it's been busy. And so far, the Edmonton Oilers as well, they've been busy in this series against the Dallas Stars. Now, sitting at a 1-1 score in the series, going for a 2-1 lead this afternoon at 1 p.m. Yes, this is the 1 p.m. game we all laughed at when we got the schedule. How the heck is that even possible? And now the Oilers, well, they'll look to take the afternoon slate and mop the Dallas Stars with it. So, that said, this series has been a little bit of a nutcase so far, as has been the playoffs thus far for Stuart Skinner. Skinner with the shutout last time, the Oilers with a dominant defensive performance, kind of a stick it to the media performance, maybe you could bill it as, given all the hype around that after game one going into game two. And for the Oilers, game one was, good game through two periods, but immediately as soon as game one's third period started, it was a monumental collapse from there. The Oilers also couldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag to score on Jake Ottinger in that third period. So now what's going to happen in this game three? Well, that remains to be seen. But I think one thing is evident is the Oilers can stick with the Stars. I think a lot of folks were kind of looking at Dallas after the last two series saying, well, they're a much different team than last year, given they've got Mikko Rantanen. But what is also different about Dallas is also what plays into the Oilers' strengths. And clearly, if the Oilers have been able to, as so often over the past several playoffs, the LA Kings in particular, I think you've seen the Florida Panthers after 3 games, the Dallas Stars last year, just being able to adapt to an opponent in series early in the series. The Oilers would have liked to adapt to the Florida Panthers in game 2, not game 4, but you get where I'm going is it's been kind of a situation, playoffs in, playoffs out. The Oilers might not come into the series as the popular topic favorite. Like, I'm not talking betting, I'm talking just public opinion. And somehow, some way, by game 3, so this is kind of going to be one of those points right here in the series that'll show just where the Oilers are at going into the back half of the series. It shows for the Oilers, and it just kind of changes kind of how their performance was compared to the start, compared to how they were playing, compared to all that, and just really starts kind of a new series from there on out. And I think what is important, everybody was screaming from the rooftops that the Edmonton Oilers must get a split in Dallas. Well, what happens is you do get that split, you're coming back to the absolute pandemonium that is Ice District this time of year, and you're probably looking at a similar situation to last year where it really is game on once the series shifts back to Edmonton. So I'm thinking what happens tonight kind of will determine a lot of what happens in the series, one would figure. But also, if you get those, like we did against Vegas, you get those back-to-back, not necessarily shutout performances from Stuart Skinner. I'm talking just great performances from Stuart Skinner. Again, it's kind of been, he's either at a 1,000 save percentage or a below 857 or whatever the cut line is. So you're hoping that for the first time all series, the first time all playoffs, Stu Skinner finds that 920 sweet spot. That said, are we all going to be upset if Skinner comes out with a shutout today? Not really. And obviously from there on out, you just kind of hope and pray that it all works out for the Oilers up front, scoring goals on Jake Ottinger. And I think for the most part, it has so far this series. So for the most part, it should again this afternoon. Friends, we remain to see what happens in game 3, but this is a big one for the Edmonton Oilers. It's kind of where some series have shifted over the past several years for the Oilers. And given they got the split in Dallas, it really truly is game on here in game 3. Thanks for being aboard. I am up on out of here.